Okay, students, let us go back and recall our day-to-day life. This morning your mummy has cooked at home. What did you eat? I think chapati, idli, like that. Did you ask any time at home, Mummy, what you have cooked, what I am going to eat? These are the things you are going to ask. In another way, if you ask your mummy, she would be very happy. Mummy, how much, what is the cylinder, how much, what is the cylinder, and how much gas you have used, and how much, what are the things you have used for cooking. All those things when you ask, your mummy will be thinking in different way about you. So likewise, if you ask every day to your mummy, and she would be very happy and she would be potentially thinking about you in different way. Okay, this boy is something different, this girl is something different. Asking about cooking, asking about gas, asking about how much the amount of input I have used for cooking, all those things now when you ask, and she would be thinking in different about you. Likewise, day-to-day's life, how we applied and cooking gas. So that is the problem is given in analytical geometry. Today we are going to see about that problem in different scenario and different way you are going to see. In analytical geometry 2 dimension, the normal LPG cylinder. Normal LPG cylinder at home, what you are using is different from what the shop is using. We are not going to think about it. We are thinking about only the home usage LPG cylinder. Let me read out the problem. A family is using LPG gas, that is liquefied petroleum gas, of weight 14.2 kg. See, if it is unfilled, that the thing is 15.3, empty cylinder is 15.3, unfilled cylinder is 15.3. If it is filled, that is 14.2 kg added to the original cylinder, the total weight is 29.5 kg. So usual cylinder, when it is filled without using, if it is filled one with the LPG is 29.5 kg. Unused cylinder, after complete gas has been used, and it is 15.3. So original cylinder, the new one when you are getting at home, it is 14.2 kg of weight. These are the things you should note down first. Without note down all those things, you may not know what is you are going to do. So these are the things you should know. Empty cylinder 15.3 and used cylinder, it is that is used means without any gas, so 15.3. So the new cylinder, it is 29.5 kg with the 14.2 kg of LPG, and unfilled is this, so total is this much. These are the data you should know. If it is in use in constant rate, that means regular usage. Suppose a family covering 3 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 5 members, or 2 plus 2, 4 members at home, that is a normal usage. If it is 5 plus 2 or 7 plus 2, it is a big family. So that means it may be depending on the number of members increased, obviously the amount of gas also used large amount, obviously that will be the days of the elongation, that it will be lasted for number of days will be less. The usage of gas will be very less in days. But now the question is, if it is in constant rate, that means that family having minimum members, minimum number of usages. So that means those things it lasts for 24 days. a regular normal family will use for 24 days in use. That means next 24th day obviously the second cylinder will be open. So again the next 24 days the third cylinder will be open. Likewise, that is the question is very critically given. This word is very important. This word use in constant rate. That means it never changes at all. Suppose if any new entrant are coming, that means the variation will be there. But here it is not like that. This is a constant rate. That means there is no new entrant. The family go as it is smoothly. So that means everyday usage is also this much. So it will be lasted for 24 days. It will lasted for 24 days. So then the new cylinder is replaced. Immediately at once the cylinder is closed, the 24th day, the cylinder is over, obviously the next cylinder will be replaced. So likewise the question is given, that is very critical word. Here the constant rate, immediately on the same day the new cylinder is replaced. This question is given. These are the things when you read any type of questions, what are the data given and how we update, how we must know, and what are the things we have to keep in our mind and how mathematically it would be applied. All those things you should recall. Without knowing all these things, then you may be void. You may not know what is to be done for the problem it is. Many of the occasions we do not know what are the mathematical application that we are going to follow. That is a problem for you. Now let us think about this one in a very simple and systematic way here. And what is x and what is y? Initial stage. So what I am going to take here at the slot here. First point, find the equation relating to the quantity of the gas in the cylinder to the days. That is the first one. We have to frame the equation. Next we have to draw the graph for the first 96 days. First 96 days graph also we have to do. So first of all we have to think about the first one. We have to frame the equation here. Initially what is that? So let me just let me draw the curve here. Let me draw the curve. Always we have to consider the weight of the gas. Weight, we can take it as y here. Weight in kgs. Here number of days. LPG used. Here number of days in x-axis. Remember that number of days in x-axis, weight in LPG, it is in y-axis. Remember that. So first thing, what are the data you have to note down? Number of days LPG used. Weight in kgs, that is to be in y-axis. These are the two things you must formulate. Before formulating this problem, let me take what are things when it is at the empty here. See, as I told you, x is in x and y. Initially and it is 0 here, by then it is 14.2 kg. So we are not using the cylinder, that is 0 here, x, by then the cylinder weight is 14.2 kg. That means it is 14.2 kg here. That means after 24th day, that is 24th day here, the cylinder is totally used, by then it is 0 here. There are two things you should remember, the 24 and this 14.2. See, we are not using anything on the first day, we have just to open, by then it is 0 and 14.2 kg, it is a cylinder is filled. At the end of 24th day, the cylinder is unfilled. That is what is it? Unfilled. That means it is nothing. Everything is lost longer. It is over. The complete LPG cylinder is gone. So that means here the Y is 0. From these two data, let me draw the diagram. So here 0, 14.2. Let me take this is 0 here. So this is X. You take this one is what is that? It is 10 and 20 here. And for 30. Okay. And here it is, what is that? Let me take this one as 10 and 20 here. 0 when X and 14.2 would be here like this, 14.2. So this is the point, the first one here, locating the point, and 24 and 0, so hopefully it would be here. Join these two, you are getting a line like this. So this is A and this is B here. This is nothing but 24, 0. This is 0, 14.2. Remember that this is the point and I drew the line. This is also linear. By linear, it is a linear equation. You know what is the formula to be applied. What is the linear equation formula? You know that it is a 2-point formula. Y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. This is simple formula, very easy formula. So by the given data, I drew the diagram. I finished the first part. But the question is not yet completed. We have to frame the equation such a way that you have to arrive by using that formula. By knowing that it is a linear equation, by joining these 2 points, so it is a linear equation by 2-point formula 0, 14.2, that is A here, that is B, yeah, this I can take it as A, and this would be B here. Okay. So let me take some points like this. Here it is nothing but C or something like X, Y. You just for a reference point, it is a locus line. Let us take. And B is the point which is 24, 0. And C of X, Y are all in a straight line. That is linear. A, B and C are all in a straight line form. I am going to use the 2-point formula y minus y1, that is nothing but 0, x1, y1, x2, y2. Like this you take, and y minus y1 14.2 by 14.2 and 0, x minus x1, that is 0 here, 24 minus 0 here. So by doing so like this, it is y minus 14.2 by minus 14.2 is equal to x by 24. This is the way we got the equation here. So now this is 24 minus 0, x minus x1 by x2 minus x1, y minus y1 by this. So now you take this value over here, y minus 14.2 is equal to minus 14.2 by 24 into x here. So is it simplified or not? Not yet. So I can take this 14.2 other side. So y is equal to 14.2 minus 14.2 divided by 24x. So in order to make things as integer, so I can do it as like this. Y is equal to 14.2 minus 142 by 240 x here. I multiplied by 10 and 10 so that this 0 will go, that decimal will go. this will become 240, and then you have to simplify. By way of simplifying, it is 14.2 by 71 by 120x. So by seeing this, what do you identify? What do you understand? It is nothing but y is equal to mx plus c. Here c is nothing but 14.2 is a fixed, that amount of gas in the cylinder is fixed, that is constant, that is 14.2. This is a variation. Whatever the amount of gas is used, that is variation. 14.2 is the, here by seeing this one you could identify 14.2 is the gas. Number of days how much we are using, that is 24. Why this minus? We are every day we are using, obviously it is minus. If we are not using, it is plus. Since we are using, obviously it is minus. That is the reason why here we got the values negative. Otherwise we would get positive, that is what m. So whenever it is decay, decreasing, and the amount of bacteria decay, that means those cases it is negative. When we are using it, it is negative. When we are not using, when we are getting some money as added, that means it is plus. So m will be always plus, and we here this like a m, and here the total amount of gas divided by number of days, that is what it's very important case. This is m, this is c, y is equal to mx plus c. M is minus 71 by 120 and c is nothing but 14.2, always fixed. That is for the LPG cylinder for the home purpose, not for shop. Shop is different. So this is the equation we have arrived. With this problem is over? Not yet. So how many days that will be lost longer? This will be used for 0 lesser than or equal to x lesser than or equal to 24. So that means maximum days is 24, minimum is 0. That is the usage of the cylinder. That is what given. So where that x value likely to be 0 to 24, not more than that. Because if it is in use in constant rate, that is the main thing, that word is given. This word is very powerful word. If it is not given, we are not going to say about this case. It is a constant rate, mean what I have written was right. If it is, if this word is not given, no need to write. This may be anyway, any day, even 2 days or 3 days, even 5 days, or even for 100 days also. Depending on the usage, that will be vary. So but here, since it is a constant, I have made it very clear. So 0 to 24 days, like that it's given. Okay, what is the second question they asked you? That is a very interesting. First 96 days. Draw the graph for first 96 days. See, first day they are using, the cylinder is started here. See, from here this is 14.2. So the first day over, 10th day the cylinder will be here, and 11th day, 20th day will be here, 24th obviously it comes to 0. So there is no cylinder, again we have to use it. So that means for the second one we have to draw the diagram. In the diagram, so see that x is, remember that, I'm sorry, yes, now I can take this point x as well this y. X is nothing but 0 point here, 0 comma 0, and this is x axis, this would be y axis. Okay, I have taken this point 14.2 here, this is 14.2, 0 comma 14.2. I will take it this is a point here. Okay, now First of all, we have seen this point, and here this is 24, 0. I will take it like this, 24, 0 here. So here remember that this is A point and this is B. I join these two lines here like this, first point. The moment the gas is over, the same day I am going to use the other one. So that means I can take like this for my reference, it is not required. The same day, see 14.2 is fixed, that never changes. So I wish to take this a point here. The same day the next cylinder is opened. So the moment the first cylinder is over, this is the first cylinder here. And the moment the first cylinder is over here on 24th day, the second cylinder is opened here. Again, it is meeting for the next 24 days. That would become 48, 0. 48, 0 here. So this also I can put it as a dotted line so that we are not confined to the points. So we can take it like this. It is like this. Again, and this one, actually here what is that? I can take it this point here like this. Yeah. So this is a point. This is the third cylinder I started taking. First cylinder on the first, after 24th day it is over. Again I have taken second cylinder after 24 days. So 24 plus 24, 48. And the third cylinder I started on this day. So that means again the 24th. So that means here that is 72 here. So 48 plus 24, it is 72. So the third cylinder once again, so now it is a fourth cylinder. So first cylinder we have taken on the first, on the 24th day we have taken the second cylinder. On third, on 48th day we have opened the third cylinder. Again on 72th day we have opened the fourth cylinder, and it will be over, on 96. Once I add up with 24 days it will become 96. So what they ask the question is, after 96th day how many cylinders are going to be used? Draw the graph for the first 96 days. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinders are to be used on, that is 96th day. Now on 96 days when you are using, you need to use 4 cylinders. On the whole you have to use, so on 96th day we have used 4 LPG cylinders. So here the first cylinder, it is 24th day, and the same day again the cylinder, because it is very clearly given constant rate, the cylinder is replaced on the day itself. That is very clear. These two, the criteria you should know. These two constraints you know. The constraints are the immediately constant rate and the cylinder is replaced. These are the two constraints. Without these constraints you cannot do any kind of problems. So the first day is 24th, second day 48, third day 70, first cylinder is used on 24th day, second cylinder is on 48th day, it is over, and the same day third cylinder is open, and it will be lasted for 72th day, and fourth cylinder is open on the same day, it will be lasted for 96th day. So total number of cylinders are used LPG are 4. So one more thing I would like to refresh you for this part of it. Even we can use it function for this part. See, which is the one is for the constant, then it lasted for 24 days, that is fixed. Whatsoever you are going to use, that cylinder will be fixed for ever and ever. So we can make it as a function as f of x is equal to f of x plus 24, because this is fixed for all the time. So we can make it as a framing the function as f of x equal to f of x plus 24. That is a function we can give. Even then it is f of x only. Even after 24 days, obviously it becomes original cylinder. This f of x plus 24 is after 24th day, again it become a new cylinder, that is f of x. So that means it is like this. See, f of x plus 24 is after usage it will come here, that again to the original position of f of x, again after 24th day. So the number of days, even then if it is 24, 24, 24, again it become a new cylinder to be opened. That is what we can make it as a function like this. In trigonometry, you know, it's a periodic function like this. So after 24 days it become a original cylinder to be used. This is the original cylinder, this is usage of all 24. This is the one thing I would like to give you as an additional input for you. That's all.